We are going to go over how to set up a Google Classroom in case that's something that you're interested in doing. So you go to Google Classroom, your page would look blank. Mine has some here because I already have classes set up. You're going to click this where you want to create a class. Go ahead and agree to the terms, click continue. I'm just going to call this sample. You would name it whatever you want. Section is up to you. If you're going to have more than one section of the same class, you want to fill that in. Subject, you can put art or whatever the subject you want it to be. Here, we'll do 3D art. If you wanted to have a room number, you can. I teach all online, so I don't need a room number. So then I'm going to go ahead and hit create. Okay. So I'm going to, now it's created the class and it's going to walk you through some steps. So this first one, you're going to see a class code at the top. That's what you want to give your students so that they can join your class. So you would give them the name of the class and they can just go ahead and enter that code and that will let them into your class. Some other ways that you can do that, if you go ahead and click on the people. So we're going to see here, I'm the teacher. If more than one person's teaching the class, or if you have a student teacher, something like that, you can go ahead and invite other teachers into it. That's really up to you. And then students, as I said, so you can give your students this join code, or you can go ahead and if you have all of your students' emails, you could also email them. That I would just think about which way is easier for you. But this is another place where you're going to find your join code. Then as your students join the class, you're going to see all of their names start to populate here under students. All right, let's look at the stream. So the stream, think of it like a Facebook feed. This is where information is going to kind of keep posting. You can have conversations, things like that. This little sidebar, when you post assignments, which I will show you how to do in a moment, that is going to show up on the side, which is a helpful reminder to students as you have these upcoming assignments. The other thing that will happen is when you post a new assignment, that gets emailed to a student. So another thing you can consider, think about your classroom, think about your school. You could, if you wanted to, you could choose to also add parents to this. Now, again, I teach online, so mine's a little bit different. I do give parents the option of joining. If parents join, they are allowed to post in the stream with questions that they have that they really want me to answer. My goal of that is to just keep them out of my inbox. And it's just a way that they can kind of also see the assignments and be informed, but you want to think about your overall population and what's going to work best for you, but just throwing that idea out there. So this is the stream where lots of information is going to show up. The reason I'm not showing you one of my class streams is because you can also see students' names and I want to go ahead and respect their privacy. So under Classwork, this is where you're probably going to spend a lot of your time and want to really think about how you're using it. I'm going to share with you how I'm using it. So one, you click create and you can create an assignment. So you can say project 1, self-portrait, not strangely capitalized letters. You can put the instructions here. So you could go ahead, pull from your lesson plans, put the instructions here. You can also attach things to this. So anything else you want to give them access to. If you have rubrics that you want them to use, you can also pull from Google Drive. You can attach videos. That's all up to you. So I actually, I have my own class website, which I host on WordPress, and that's where all their assignments are. So I mainly am listing the project. I list how many points it is. I add the due date. So I add the due date. I don't normally add a topic. That's up to you. The reason that I personally do not list all of my assignments within Google Classroom is simply because at any time, and especially if you've used Google products for a while, Google can make changes. This is free and it's a wonderful free service, but Google can make changes. And that can mean that all of the time and effort that you put into putting assignments in here kind of goes away. So my assignments live on my website that I own, and that's where students get all of the instructions and get the videos, and this is where they're turning it in, just because this is a really good interactive platform. So I mainly am just filling in the project, they're getting the instructions from the website, and then I can go ahead. You can also, which is kind of fun, it can either go to all students or you could select more specific students. So I'm going to go ahead and click assign. Now that shows up under assignment, it shows when it's due. Also, if students submit assignments late, it will tell them right away that they've passed the due date, and it tells you that as well. It will also tell you how much past their due date. Like, did they turn it in 15 minutes late? Did they turn it in 3 days late? And so that is a really nice, helpful documentation as well if you have due dates. So what you'll see when we go back to the stream, now on the side, it has this upcoming assignment that we've posted. So that's one thing you can do under Classwork. Another thing you can do under Classwork, you could create a quiz assignment. You can just post a question that you want them to answer. Students can reply to each other. Material. So the two that I mainly use here are assignment, which I just showed you, and material. So material, this is things that you just want them to have access to all the time. So you might add your syllabus here. We do class calls that I record, so those are added here. So this could be like class call. I would then upload the class call, hit post, and then materials are something that just the students always have access to. So some simple things I will go ahead and put in more than one place. People is what we already looked at.